Okay, that brings us to item 8E. This is our walk-on resolution, Resolution 21-01, recognizing the Snohomish Health District staff and the volunteers for their efforts during the COVID-19 pandemic and their dedication to the people of Snohomish County. And at this, I'm going to turn it over to Administrative Officer Sean Frederick.
Thank you, Chair. I want to, before I actually read the resolution, and I swear I will, and I'll go through it pretty swiftly, I just want to give a little context. And it's important that I really express how proud I am of the staff here at Snohomish Health District before I read the resolution. And to do that, I have to go all the way back to December 19th of 2019. That was the day where we actually entered into incident command because of a hepatitis A outbreak. And obviously that's a million years ago at this point, but this agency was already activated with many of our staff members working out in the community to stem the spread of a disease. And it was exactly 1 year ago yesterday that I was in New Orleans on a few days off in the middle of the week when I received a phone call from Dr. Spitters that said, who said, Sean, I need you to go. I hate to do this while you're off from work, but I need you to go somewhere quiet. We just received notification that we have the first confirmed case of COVID in the country. And I said, well, I can't, I'm boarding a plane. And from that moment on, the staff didn't hesitate. They didn't try to figure out what to do or what to prepare or what questions to ask. Once I arrived, they very quickly identified these are the tasks that needed to be accomplished. These are the plans and relationships that had been built over time, in many cases years. They looked at the exercises that had been done with our partners in the community, and they very quickly went into action. And by the time I had arrived 5 hours later, feels like 5 years, patient had been transferred and we were off and running with the first confirmed case in isolation at a healthcare facility and laying all of the groundwork that would support us for the next year and beyond. In that time, since case number one, the health district has had many conversations and taken on many challenges, and the staff have had to find solutions to many challenges and problems in really creative ways. And never has the staff failed to get done what needed to be done. And in that entire time, they continue to do all of the normal functions of the health district, which is not universally the case of all health districts across the state. So it's important to recognize that not only has this staff been tested, been challenged, and often pushed, but in every case, this staff has responded heroically. The staff has worked. There are staff members that have worked at no point in time has there not been someone working 7 days a week throughout this environment, be it our epidemiologists, be it our environmental health specialists, be it all of our staff working in disease prevention. We have continued to work and continue to do those things necessary to provide services to Snohomish County. And with that, I'll read the resolution. Snohomish Health District Resolution of the Board of Health, Resolution number 21-05. Resolution subject recognizing the Snohomish Health District staff and volunteers for their efforts during the COVID-19 pandemic and their dedication to the people of Snohomish County. Whereas the Snohomish Health District staff immediately mobilized in order to protect the residents of Snohomish County as the first in the United States to have a confirmed case of COVID-19 And whereas the Snohomish Health District staff have devoted more than 110,000 hours since January 20th, 2020 to COVID-19 related work, much of which has been outside of normal working hours, and for which they have sacrificed personal time with family and friends. And whereas the Snohomish Health District staff have performed exemplary work for the last year under difficult and stressful conditions, operating with a significantly leaner workforce than many of its counterparts. And whereas the Snohomish Health District staff have continued to fulfill their regular obligations of providing foundational public health services, despite the increased demands thrust upon the agency by the pandemic. And whereas 263 volunteers with the Snohomish County Medical Reserve Corps have donated 16,000 hours of their time in support of the Snohomish Health District staff and partners in screening, call center, test site, shelter, and vaccination efforts. And whereas 210 temporary and contract workers have joined the Snohomish Health District to provide critical capacity necessary to expand testing, contact tracing, case investigation, vaccination operations, communications, and outreach efforts. And whereas Snohomish County's healthcare systems, businesses, government agencies, schools, child cares, nonprofits, faith-based organizations, residents, and more have relied upon the Snohomish Health District staff to provide the best available guidance and information during these difficult times. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Health that you hereby acknowledge the sacrifices, challenges, and achievements shouldered by the Snohomish Health District and extend its sincere appreciation to the staff and volunteers for the work they have done and continue to do to keep Snohomish County safe and healthy. Adopted this 19th day of January, 2021.
I just want to thank all of our staff, and I think we all do, and I think everybody, if you guys want to just all unmute and clap, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do it. What we'd be doing if we were in the auditorium. So I just want to thank all our wonderful, wonderful staff. There are not enough adjectives to describe how amazing you are. We might have had patient one, but I would not want to be anywhere else. And you guys have proven what an amazing team we have here. And we couldn't have got through it without our team. So Sean, Dr. Spitters, all of you, you guys have put together an amazing team and done an amazing job this last year. And with that, I want to open it up to the board members. First for a potential motion, but also if you guys have comments, I want to make sure you guys get a chance.
This is Angie. I just wanted to say a few words. I think as a first-year board member, I have been pretty much blown away, honestly, by the level of dedication, the thoroughness, the efficiency, and just the skill that every single member of the board of the health district has shown. And I'm proud to be a part of this board. I'm proud to stand behind the work that's done. And I am excited to be a part of a group that recognizes good work when it happens. So congratulations and thanks to each and every one of you for the work that you do.
Adrian?
Yes, thank you, Chair Wright. You know, in the 10 years or so I've been on this board, we've talked consistently about planning for things like a pandemic or an OSO or the different tragedies that can actually affect our communities. And it actually happened. We have a pandemic, and watching the dedication of the staff, you know, that move their personal life to the side in order to help the citizens of Snohomish County. I think it's just absolutely marvelous. It's amazing. And thank you all for helping to keep Snohomish County and the citizens of it running forward. So thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. Elizabeth, and then Linda.
Yes, thank you. I have here Frida, who also wants to say thank you. I don't even know how to express it. A lot of these people were my former colleagues, and I know how passionate they are about public health. And I know that they had to sacrifice a lot for our communities. And I empathize with them, and I appreciate their hard work. And I just like Chair Wright said, there aren't enough adjectives to say how appreciative we are of all of the work that they've done to keep our community safe and try to keep everybody as safe as possible from this very unforeseen pandemic that we had. So from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of the residents of the city of Mukilteo, thank you to the Snohomish Health District.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Linda?
Thank you, Chair Wright. You know, a year ago, the eyes of the nation turned toward the health district. And I have to say that the staff just devoted everything. They put their heads down, went to work, didn't think about the sacrifices they were making. They just did it. And I have to say, I have never been more impressed with a group of people. And I just have to thank you all for leading the way and really showing how things can be done with, you know, little resources, but with a lot of heart. And you all just really just showed the nation what can be done. And I'm just so very proud to be part of this board and to be working with you.
Thank you, Linda. Other board members? And if I miss your hand, just jump in there if there's anybody who wants to speak.
I wanted to speak really quickly.
Okay.
Unless anybody else is next. I just wanted to echo the sentiments, and it seems like we should also note that a couple minutes ago was the vigil for the 400,000 people who have died from COVID. So I echo the sentiments of how critical staff have been, and also just their personal sacrifice, just knowing some, even through Facebook, and how I know the just personal sacrifices and frustrations, I think, that have also come up. So thank you to staff, and this resolution isn't enough, but it's a starting point.
Other board members? Christine? And
So
Kyoko?
like Angie, this was my first year on the board, and just being real frank, I'd spent 2 years on South County Fire board, and I wanted a place to come and rest. I wanted a place that all I had to do was show up for meetings and vote, and I couldn't be more proud to be part of this board this year. As all the speakers before me have mentioned, this is a class act, and it's people that go above and beyond my expectations, wildly above and beyond what I could have expected. Everyone that I've met at the health district have been professional and empathetic and just so hardworking. And some people want to dissuade me about COVID-19 and wearing masks and distancing. And how many hours have we all spent together where we've talked about all of those things? I say, you know what? If Dr. Spitters says that this is the way to go, I don't have any question. And I did have questions whether or not I'd get the vaccine. I thought, oh, it's too hurried, it's too this, it's too that. And I'm happy to say I got the vaccine last week, so I can continue with being a chaplain for the Snohomish South County Fire. You guys are just awesome. And it's not just the people that we see at the top, it's the people that are answering the emails and going out to the restaurants and investigations and enforcing a new set of standards for our community. And when the opportunity came to be on the board for another year, I was like, yeah, the work's not done. There's so much left to do, and there's things that I can contribute to. And thank you from Sean and Dr. Spitters on down, Linda for keeping us all connected. It's been a rough year, but I'm really glad I went through it with this group of people. I got a little long-winded. Sorry, I'm going to sign off and cry now.
Thank you, Christine. Kyoko?
Okay, thank you. So I just quickly wanted to say that I wish that we could have all seen each other and interacted a lot more in person this past year, because what I did see in our meetings and in communications and every contact with the health board were people I know who were exhausted, but smiling and never complained. I mean, Sean has been, he got elected to the city council, and then he is trying to keep this health board together and everything. And then we're also working on the building. I mean, that's another full-time job in itself. So, and Dr. Spetters, you didn't know that when you took this job that you're going to be so high profile on just about every TV channel and everything. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on this. I am just so impressed. And thank you, Linda, for everything you do.
Thank you, Kyoko. Anybody else that would like to speak? If I missed somebody? So I'm looking at the hands, but I'm also looking, oh, Dan, perfect.
It's not very often that when you belong to an organization, I've been here, I think going on 6 years or 7 years, something like that. I've always been proud to be a part of the Board of Health. And we're all being elected, we all serve on a lot of things. And I know that we're all proud of most of those things. But this year has been huge for the health district, and it continues to make me want to serve in this position and continue to be proud of the organization. And thank you very much for the work that you do.
Thanks, Dan. Other board members? I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, just jump in there if you want to speak and I missed you. Okay, if there's nobody else that wants to speak, I am just going to point out one thing. It was this meeting last year where, oh, Elizabeth? Sorry, I missed you. Oh, now you're muted, but
And now I'm muted. I was just going to move forward the motion, but continue.
Oh, I was just pointing out that it was this meeting last year that Sean was, we signed the contract that he was the permanent administrator. So just how fast a year goes, and thanks to Sean and Dr. Spitters for sticking with us. So, but Elizabeth, I will defer back to you.
Yes, I would like to move forward the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, I just like to just say to all the staff, all the volunteers and everybody, Snohomish County will always be grateful for what you've done for us, and just thank you. And with that, I'll ask Linda to please call the roll.
Okay, Scott Bader.
Yes.
Elizabeth Crawford.
Yes.
Megan Dunn.
Yes.
Adrian Fairley-Manellas.
Aye.
Christine Frisell.
Yes.
John Joplin.
Yes.
Angie Jorstad.
Yes.
Sam Lowe.
Yes.
Kyoko Matsumoto Wright.
Yes.
Jared Mead.
Yes.
Nate Nearing.
Yeah.
Dan Rankin.
Aye.
Linda Redmond.
Aye.
Jeff Thon.
Yes.
Stephanie Wright.
Yes.
Chair motion carries.
Thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention one other thing. Thank you to Heather Thomas and Carrie Bray for pulling together this resolution. In the midst of everything else that they're doing, all the vaccine questions, everything else that comes their way, they made this possible. So I just wanted to extend my appreciation and thanks to them too. So, okay, that is the conclusion of our action item.